And welcome back to the UJL here. I'm the Idea PC bringing you play-by-play, joined today by Rude Dude, who is on color and production. Ladies and gentlemen, here in this UJL matchup, we've got White Lotus on the red side here for game 2, and Omega Gaming Unleashed on the blue side for game 2. And what a game 1 we have. The underdogs being able to pull through here in this best of 3 series on game 1, looking to make it a clean 2-0 sweep as they start up game 2.
Yeah, interesting to see already some differentiation in the bans coming out. Omega banning away the Katarina from Fuji in the mid lane, and the Vayne banned away from Expression on the top side. Maybe suggesting that they do want to try that run this Mundo back again, but this time going to get rid of that Vayne early on.
Yeah, and while the Vayne did not have the same, the expected, right? It's expected Vayne's not going to have necessarily the strongest early game, but man, that late game was absolutely devastating. Omega Gaming Unleashed able to get a huge amount of damage out of that Vayne in that last game there. And, overall, the side of Omega Gaming Unleashed was able to make it to the late game and scale.
Yeah, exactly. They picked up the 2 core items they needed on the Vayne. They got the the Rage Blade and the Bork, and he was just cutting through the tanks in that late game. They took about 900 damage in one auto attack onto the Mundo, and it was kind of crazy as he dove through the turrets there. But yep, they scaled into the late game. They took the fights, they took the soul as well, and they picked up game 1 in quite a nice fashion as well.
But now here in this Game 2 draft, we do not see the Aphelios banned, and so that will be picked up by White Lotus. No priority for the first pick from Omega Gaming Unleashed to come out and pick up the very strong AD carry that has pretty much dominated amateur and pro play. But, you look at Vayne top, and it's not exactly the most meta thing in the world, so I'm not going to blame him too bad for it, picking up the set there as the first pick. As people who watch my streams do know, I am a huge advocate for the set pick. It can be flexed in the top jungle and support, and it's a great pick overall. But the Varus and Trundle do come in here for the side of Omega Gaming Unleashed, giving themselves a strong jungler there that can be able to make plays in the early game and be able to scale up to the late game as a tank. And Varus, one of the strongest AD carries there alongside Aphelios, will get picked up here into the hands of Adjustment again for game 2.
Yep, nice. Not really an adjustment here from Omega, but they won game 1 with these 2 champions. Gonna go for it again with game number 2. Nice to see the 2 S tier ADCs picked up from both sides here, recognizing where the power points in the meta are. Aphelios Varus both top of their role at the minute. And a interesting pick here from White Lotus, a nice Echo pickup. This could actually be a flex pick into the mid lane or into the jungle, especially if we see Fuji comfortable on the Katarina. Echo definitely not too different from a similar Katarina playstyle, but equally, Echo's been a really strong jungler in these past patches, so it'll be interesting to see where he goes and whether or not they've just matched the Trundle pickup here in the jungle from Omega.
And we're seeing quite a bit of mid lane focus here in the banning phase. We see the Yasuo, we see the Diana, the Katarina, Lissandra bans as well, trying to take away some of those stronger melee picks there, and Akali as well there banned away. So a lot of focus towards melee mid laners. Of course, Akali can also be flexed up towards the top lane as well. But these skill cap type champions like the Diana, like the Akali, getting banned away here in this game. Obviously, targeted bans towards Princeton here in the mid lane. But fifth and final ban now coming in for the side of Omega Gaming Unleashed. It's going to be interesting to see exactly what it is and what they're going to decide to round out this composition with. And we get whatever that band was supposed to be. Mordekaiser. All right, there we go. Mordekaiser band here for the side of Omega Gaming Unleashed, as we do get the confirmation from the in-game client chat there. And the Gangplank picked up for the top lane for White Lotus.
Yep, we've seen a lot of blinding Gangplank earlier or throughout the season just because teams haven't been able to punish it. Definitely does have a weak early game, but if you can get through the early game and break into the late game, then it's definitely worthwhile and an interesting pickup here from Omega. Quite happy to see them pick up the Wukong, as well as having the set on their team. Probably makes this set going to be a flex down into the support role and hopefully take this Wukong into the top lane to try and bully out this Gangplank early on.
It absolutely is, and there we see it. The karma coming through here. Most likely going to be a mid lane Karma, I would imagine. Just because I don't know how I would feel about Set in the mid lane, but you know, I've been wrong before there, Rude Dude. So, anything is possible here in League of Legends, as I'm sure you know. But fifth and final pick now coming in for White Lotus. The Karma pick, though, getting picked up there in the mid lane, I think is a great pick here. Does allow them to enable the Wukong and the Trundle and the Set to be able to get in there, get their hands dirty in the competition, so they're not getting kited back by this Aphelios or by the parlay from Gangplank, and Zed actually getting locked in here for Fuji, playing another one of these melee assassins in the mid lane. Definitely, looked good on it with the Katarina there in the early game in game one. So I'm excited to see what he can do on this Zed.
Yeah, deciding that they really want to take this mid lane matchup to heart. Karma picked up, going to be trying to be safe, scale, and farm up as best that they can. And instead, they just decide, no, you know what? We're going to pick a Zed. We're going to try and take the mid lane to you, and we're going to try and abuse this Karma as much as we can as soon as we get to the mid lane phase or mid stage of the game. Karma probably going to have her run of the lane early on, but as soon as level 6 rolls around, I'd like to imagine that Zed definitely has the advantage, going to be able to all in the Karma fairly easily, short of any insane mantra combos coming out with the roots and the healing. We should be good to go and see all of Zed coming out and really dumpstering on this Karma pick.
Absolutely, definitely gonna be expecting to see, the jungler here, Smolcrum, on the Trundle again to be able to get some early pressure there in the mid lane, shut the Zed down. Same strategy as with the Katarina. You want to be able to avoid that pick from being able to get that early advantage, and be able to kind of scale better into the mid and late game. But with that being said, as we're wrapping up our in-game client draft, ladies and gentlemen, we will be seeing you on the flip side of an intermission here shortly. Again, my name is The Idea PC, bringing you the play-by-play casting, joined by Rude Dude on the casting desk as the color and production for this Omega Esports broadcast. And again, I do just want to thank every single one of you out there for watching the stream and watching the broadcast and giving these amateur players a platform to be able to play their games and an outlet for them to be able to be shown to the world. So again, thank you so much for your viewership. And again, if you haven't already followed the Omega Gaming Esports channel, please consider doing so. But I'm going to stop running my mouth, Rude Dude. I'm ready to get out on Summoner's Rift. Let's go ahead and roll the pre-roll, and we'll see you all on the flip side of this intermission. Everybody, you know who I am, and again on the casting desk, joined with me today, Rude Dude as the color, as we gear ourselves up, ready here for Game 2 of the UJL Esports League. I am excited for this game too. Let me tell you what. On the blue side, we have Omega Gaming Unleashed, and on the red side, we have White Lotus, the currently undefeated in their division here in the UJL, but in danger of having and succumbing to their first loss of the season here. One more game in favor of Omega Gaming Unleashed will be able to draw the first blood of the season against White Lotus.
Yep, we saw a very nice game 1 coming out from Omega Gaming Unleashed, taking the game in about 35 minutes with the power of the Cloud Soul and a late game Vayne. This time, we're going to see them with a slightly different take. They've got Expression playing Wukong in the top lane, Princeton filling a more supportive role this game, going to be playing Karma in the mid lane, and as luck would have it, we've still got Fuji on a melee assassin trying to make plays happen. This time he's on the Zed instead of the Katarina though.
That he is. Very excited, though, to see this Zed, a champion that we do not see all too often in higher echelon levels of play. But we're getting to see it here today, and that is, I would say, a treat not only for us, but for the viewers there at home as well. Both junglers, though, opting for that bottom side jungle start. And both bottom lanes there leashing. As a jungler, I appreciate it. But overall here, I mean, you know, you take a look at this composition here from the side of Omega Gaming Unleashed. I'm very, very hype and very, very excited to see Visor on this set pick. I think it is a great pick here. But I do think that that Mr. Scythe on this Leona has the potential to be able to lock down the set and be able to counter him fairly easily. It's just going to matter, you know, who gets these levels early on, I think, and who can engage first. You know, level 6, level 2, level 3, all of it's going to matter here. So I'm excited to see what kind of action, though, we're going to get out of the set bot lane. I love the pick, and I think it's great.
Yeah, it looks like Unleashed managed to get their level 2 early on. Do force away Duskfallen from the wave, and looks like they were trying to find an engage, but a quick stun from Sylvie denies that as quickly as possible. And I want to talk a little bit about the fact that we see Vikro here taking Phase Rush on the set instead of what I've typically seen more from set supports, which is an Omni Stone. You see nice trade in the mid lane for Princeton. But set with an Omni Stone is something that we've seen a lot in support role, in amateur especially, and a little bit in solo queue as well. Just because it's able to use obviously all of the keystones, set a really good example of somebody with CC and also with the damage that makes him a great user and applier of all of them, of all of those keystones.
It absolutely does here. Now the early invade here coming from Simulcrum, though, forcing out the flash from Atlas here very early on. Unfortunately, the red buff will reset, so we will not be able to get that one as easily. But Set roaming all the way from the bottom lane there to be able to support his jungler. Good knowledge, game knowledge there from Visor. To be able to come up and support his jungler on the invade. Good communication there. And Expression actually falling dangerously low to the minions here. There it is, the parlay, able to get the first blood. Freshburger able to pick that one up, but has to be careful. Minions could be his downfall, but will they? The healing coming through, but that's it. There it is. Minions will be able to get the train kill up in the top side of the map there, Rude Dude. Man.
Yeah, it looks like Freshburger really taking this lane to Expression. He got the choice of counter pick as well for Expression, decided that the Wukong was the lane that he wanted to go for, and Freshburger has dominated him in this early game phase, managing to dive him at level 4 and then opting to give him the kill after seeing that Simulcrum and Vikro had both roamed up from their respective areas of the map, deciding that dying to the minions will give the kill back to Expression and make their roams not worth the time at all. Interestingly, this does mean that Adjustment is going to have a significant XP advantage than what we'd expect, as that Facebreaker just goes
the
wide.
bottom of the map, though. There it is. The Zenith Blade landing down onto Adjustment. He's going to get locked up. The Ignite burning down. The last auto will be enough. The flash forward just to make sure it does fall through, as both supports able to get the kills onto the 80 carries now. And Echo is here to react. The level disadvantage for Micro. The Zenith Blade landing now, and Echo looking for the stun. The root. It's going to all come down for some perfect CC chain. Mr. Sylvie picks up the double kill in the bot lane.
Yeah, double kill for your Leona there. Not the ideal source of gold, especially when that second kill could have probably been given to Atlas. But either way, they'll take 2 kills. They'll take the denial of experience on the map. And a quick pick up in the 2 versus 2 there. funny seeing how the support's essentially a 1v1 the AD carry, showing the slight weakness of ADCs early on in the game compared to these base damage supports, especially with the Set and Leona, two notoriously strong early game brawlers in the bot lane.
Absolutely, and we're seeing it too here in the mid lane. Princeton getting the early advantage against this Zed here, looking for the root on the chain, not going to be able to land it, takes a turret shot for his time, but has priority in the wave. Princeton, though, dangerously low here, has level 6 on the Zed, and there it is. I'm expecting it. Yep, there it is. The ultimate coming down. It's going to be able to pop and burst here. There's the damage coming through, and that's Fuji picking up the kill in the mid lane. Up the overconfidence of Princeton. The flashes and summoner spells being blown. And now towards the top side, Expression being able to get a good trade, but the Cannon Barrage does come out for the slow and the damage. One more parlay and an auto should do it. Barely being able to survive there. 10 HP left on Expression on that side. But Mr. Sylvie now having a unfortunate roam here towards the dragon, trying to get vision, will find herself shut down as Adjustment picks up the kill off the back of that dragon.
Yeah, kills around the map here. Expression just about escaping with his life up on the top side, down 20 CS now. But Fuji picks up a solo kill in the mid lane. Princeton versus Fuji, they both burn their summoners trying to escape and outplay one another. In the end, it's Princeton who falls. Fuji comes out ahead. He is down 10 CS, but you're going to be happy when you get the kill and are able to take down the Karma that's been bullying you in this lane phase for so long already.
And it was all off the back of that turret shot that she took, stepping a little too far forward, trying to get the chain, trying for that guaranteed kill. But now towards the Rift Herald pit here, Atlas here. Oh, the flash forward from Smallcrum, able to get big damage down, but Fuji is there for the follow-up. A level advantage on to Princeton here, but it's not going to matter. Expression there, waiting in the wings. The slow's coming through. The damage is there, and the root comes down. No, it doesn't. The damage is enough. Princeton picking up the kill there in the mid lane, able to trade one back for revenge with support from Expression in the top lane.
Yeah, and it's something that we saw in Game 1 as well. The rotates from the top lane, picking up the kills. Expression did it in Game 1 on the Vayne to shut down the Cat Arena. He's done it this game as well to ensure the kill onto Fuji. Really nice to see the teamwork here from Expression and the rest of Omega Gaming Unleashed, knowing that they can call for their top laner, that he has the ability to move and roam and pick up the kills around the map where he's needed.
Good explosive barrels there coming from Freshburger, able to zone Expression a little bit off the wave here. Surprisingly, level advantage for Expression momentarily here. Still a, about 6 minions there on the way for Freshburger to be able to pick up. Yep, we'll be able to hit level 7 off of it, as expected. But overall, I'd say for the amount of time that Expression has been roaming and, the times when he's found himself dead under tower with a wave crashing, he's doing himself well to be able to stay in a pretty even experience lead with Freshburger here. Now trading off the damage here. Trundle waiting off in the wings, waiting for it, trying to get the knockups to buy himself some time. The chomp not going to quite land there. Freshburger able to get out. Expression 100 HP, will have to run back to his tower. Zed, though, roaming up from the bottom side of the map here in the river, looking for the Shadow Clone in for the ultimate onto Expression, but is going to opt for Smolcrum instead. Huge damage comes through, but the pop is not enough. Fuji with the roam, not able to get the kills there, and dangerously low health bars here from the side of OGU.
Yeah, nice attempted run from Fuji. Attempted the triple Q there on the shadow play. Unfortunately, unable to pick up the kill, and Smalcolm and Expression both going to be limping away with very low health bars. Does mean that Princeton gets his run of the mid lane quickly again, building himself up to that. Zonya's already very quickly. Nice early purchase it's going to be against the Zed. Picks himself up a slight level lead early on. And it's nice to see Azonya's come out here because it looks like we're going to be seeing some form of diversity from what we've seen from Karma standard mid lane builds, being the Ardent Sensor Athene's build, just here to support the Varus. Definitely looks like he's going to be going for a more damage heavy build, which I can agree with because the on-hit powers that you'd be providing to the Varus are somewhat mitigated by the fact that he does build the Umbral Glaive, not going for the on-hit build that would really accentuate the power of Ardent Sensor itself.
Indeed here, and now a 30 CS lead here for Freshburger in the top side of the map. They've been able to force Expression back multiple times, but Smolkrum coming in for the gank from the river now. Expression, though, a little bit low there. One parlay will do it, but Freshburger with the speed up, off the damage there, able to get himself back here, able to find himself in the waiting arms of Atlas for some safety. Rift Herald will get started up here by the side of White Lotus, looking to pick up that neutral objective. But Smolkrum now back at full HP. Expression slowly working his way back. I don't think they'll be able to contest the Rift Herald here, but it should be a pretty easy Rift Herald pickup here for this White Lotus team. Yes, they will get it. Rift Herald in the hands of Echo, looking to drop that before turret plates expire.
Yeah, got himself 3.5 minutes before they do go down, and hopefully going to be able to find some nice gold with that. Princeton in the mid lane though, looks like Atlas is here.
There it is, the stopwatch being burned here by Princeton in the mid lane, but the ultimate coming down will be able to pop him down. Expression, though, picking up the kill on Fuji. It's a 1-for-1 trade so far. Atlas having to run away, but the flash forward from Expression will be able to get the double kill for the hands of OGU.
Yeah, another, again, just echoing myself from about 5 minutes ago with Expression roaming down to help his team out on the map. Freshburger, I don't know if he had TP at the time, but definitely has TP now. Didn't decide to take the teleport or help the team out in that situation, and Expression making his TP worth it. I do want to say that I would be very scared of this GP though. He's level 9 and he's already managed to reach his Trinity Force. 89 CS, farming really well, especially with the solo kill that he managed to get up in this top side. Freshburger looking like he really knows what he's doing on this gangplank, and with such an early Trinity Force, he's going to be a real pain throughout the rest of this game. He's only going to get stronger. As we do see Smolkrum down on the spot side with the help of Expression, he's going to try and take this early Mountain Drake, or not Mountain, Ocean Drake rather.
Yeah, they will be able to pick that one up relatively easily now. 2 dragons in the back pocket of OGU will be able to give themselves a little more power here in the early game. Princeton trying to save the top tower here, has the speed up, is going to get a lot of damage down onto Freshburger. The orange gets popped for a little bit of health regen, but he will be able to back away here safely. That damage coming out from Karma here is immense. Freshburger now at about a 3rd HP. We'll be able to regen some of that off of Grasp, the Undying procs, and the oranges. But man, you got to hand it to Princeton on the Karma pick. Able to get advantages in the mid lane, and now able to roam up top to be able to save that turret.
Yeah, a really nice roam from him. Picks up some gold, picks up the denial turret rather than actually getting the turret. But maybe a efficient Herald usage down bot lane here with 3 plates left up. And a dive mid.
Yep, the dive mid now coming through. That's going to be dangerous here if he has a Shadow Clone available. No, he does not. But Shelly will be able to push his head there into the bottom tier 1. And that's going to be first turret and gold going on over to the side of White Lotus, trying to find a little something here for their time. Sitting now with about a 3k gold advantage despite the kill score going their way. Most of that gold really being generated towards the top side of the map. Expression, although he has the kills, unfortunately does not have the CS to be able to back it up. It's an early Trinity Force here for Freshburger. But now the damage coming through, Expression able to get the better of the trade here. Takes the tower shot there, but it's not going to be able to take out too much of his HP. He'll be fine up here in the lane. Gangplank looking to just farm it out, and he's doing a damn good job of doing it so far.
Yeah, Freshburger's really been able to dominate this top lane, keep himself alive, keep himself healthy as well, despite all of the pressure that Expression has tried to put down. We've seen Smolkrum up here a couple of times as well, and Freshburger's not been faced by it at all. Maybe a kill here.
But there's the damage now. The Cannon Barrage coming out. Expression will fall as that's a kill going on over to Freshburger. Able to pick himself up another kill. Man, the pressure has been palpable. Freshburger able to knock Expression down to very, very low amounts of HP multiple times. Again, the early tower dive being the first death for him, and now the second one being picked up here in the 1v1 trade in the top lane. Freshburger, is just able to continually push his advantage. We've seen Smolkrum come up towards the top lane time after time after time, trying to be able to get his top laner back into this game, trying to be able to deny Freshburger as much as possible. But unfortunately, it's just not worked out the way that they've wanted it to.
Yeah, Freshburger's been able to absorb the pressure, been able to sustain the ganks and all of that good stuff, and now has turned it back around, solo killing Expression for the second time this game. And it's not looking too great on this top side, as you mentioned. Now a 4,000 gold lead. The majority of that is indeed on the top side, but a big flash mid.
Yep, set with the flash forward, able to get the face breaker down on a 3. The haymaker comes through, but the damage is not enough. The Zenith Blade will lock him down, but he has the phase rush there to be able to get away, but the burn comes through. Fuji picking up the kill off the set as he runs away. 1-for-0 trade. Unfortunately, Visor there getting a little too overconfident, being able to push up forward there, but the damage coming out from Fuji and the rest of the gang is enough to take him down there. 4 for 5 here, but despite the man disadvantage, we do see OGU pushing for the turret and the tower dive coming through. The stone plate pop. Mr. Sylvie will try to survive here, but Smolcom puts a bite in him, and that'll be the kill going on over to this Trundle. Atlas having to chrono break back to be able to save his life. Health bars low for both teams, and that'll be a disengage here, but the Comet able to land. Adjustment picking up the kill from the Fog of War, able to make it even.
Yeah, Duskfallen there just not respecting that piercing arrow damage. He was sat on a ward as well, so did see it coming. And it's just unfortunate for him right there. Definitely well played from OGU. They take the dive, they take 2 kills for it as well. Don't go for the turret as they value the kills more, but maybe Adjustment in a little bit of danger right now. 2 assassins staring at him down a tower.
They do have the damage to be able to put him down, but a nice flash will get him out of the route there. Visor now coming back, putting some damage down onto Fuji, and there's a nice ice pillar, but Fuji will be able to just use the Shadow Clone to get up, out, and away. Mrs. Sylvie now supporting his mid laner here. But man, that turret dive almost being able to get the better of Adjustment, but a nicely timed flash, saving his life on the back end of it.
Yeah, something that you see with Viruses is especially just a really high KDA just at the end of the game, just because of how far back they can play and how safe they are with the range of piercing arrows. Don't need to necessarily get in the range of auto-attacking unless they're super safe to do so without putting themselves in danger. And nice to see that Adjustment had the flash available there because of the good positioning throughout the course of the other parts of the game.
Pings coming through though, and there's Freshburger getting a little bit caught out. He will have the blast cone. No! A nice ice pillar there. We'll have to force the flash out from Freshburger. Good plays there from Simulcrum to be able to deny the easy blast cone out. And forcing the flash of the White Lotus top laner. Good play by them. But with Trundle being on the top side of the map, that will be the go button for White Lotus there to be able to get themselves their first dragon of the game. And that will be OGU looking to start the Rift Herald, but they do not have the numbers advantage as all of their members are spread across the map. Shelly will be disengaged from, but early neutral objective. Cloud Dragon going for the side of White Lotus.
Yeah, that's the first one, and the way that this game is going, there's definitely potential for White Lotus to pick up 4 of these Cloud Drakes, and we talked about it last game with the CDR that it's going to provide. Talk about it again this game. Zed Ultimate at level 16 is about a 40-second cooldown as is base, maybe 50-second, but when you've got 40 seconds worth of ultimate cooldown reduction from Cloud Drakes, Zed for sure will be building at least 20% CDR with this completed lethality item, and if he goes for the Black Cleave, we're going to have 40% himself. We're going to be seeing Zed ults very frequently. There'll be something that definitely catches out a lot of carries late game, because it's up there with one of those ults that, you know, you cast it once on an enemy and then in the late stages, before they've even respawned, it's back up again. We see them though now, White Lotus looking toward this Herald, and nobody started it up yet, but 3-man on the top side from OGU trying to respond on this top side pressure.
And you know, you talked about the cooldown reduction there from the Cloud Dragons as they come through. And I think one of my favorite ones is the Zillion ultimate there. When it does come down, you know, I think at its lowest value can get between a 20 to 25 second, you know, timer.
Yes.
And, you know, you see Zillion, like, use the ultimate on someone in an early team fight, and then it goes out for an extended period, and they use it again. I absolutely love to see it. But Rift Herald being started up here by the side of White Lotus. Freshburger being able to buy his team time to be able to get that neutral objective off the map. Then we'll be able to pick it up, but that is a shutdown going on over to Adjustment on the Varus, being able to inject more gold into this poke-style champion. It's going to really give them, you know, a little bit of an option here despite being some gold down, but now the engage happens. The Zenith Blade will land. Viscer will be locked up. Mrs. Sylvie here pops the Stone Blade to be able to buy her team some time. The damage from Aphelios is insane. Expression having to flash out and use the clone, but Atlas is right there. That's going to be the kill going on over to Duskfallen as he picks one up. Varus, though, able to find Mrs. Sylvie off on the side here. Atlas, though, with the flash over the wall, able to look for something here, trying to find adjustment underneath the tower. Still has the Chrono Break available. That is the, no, not the kill. Atlas one auto away from being able to pick adjustment off, but has to pop the Chrono Break to save his life.
Yeah, adjustment had the exhaust to counter the flash from Atlas, and just about escaped under the turret. A piercing arrow there, dissuading Atlas at the very last second. But overall, 1-for-2 team fight, I believe, maybe. They lost Vikro very early on in a sort of Fnatic or Fnatic Deathbush style, Sylvie acting as bait, when really Atlas and the Duskfallen with the stacked up chakrams were there, able to catch out Vikro, and maybe Princeton looking for a fight here on the spot side. Fuji has ult.
Fuji getting low here, damage coming through, but there it is, the ultimate coming down. Will the burn be enough? No, it will not. Maybe. Ooh, nice play there from Zed. I'm just watching it on the minimap as he's dashing between the walls there. Fight up towards the top side, expression really low, and that's the kill going on over to Freshburger, able to pick it up here in the top lane. Very close fight, despite the CS and gold differential between these champions. Gangplank being able to get back out on top.
Yep, GP winning this matchup again, as he has been throughout pretty much the entire game right here. Freshberger doing really well up on this top side. Samalkram looking like he might want to answer. I don't know that Samalkram wins this, you know.
Yeah, Freshburger does have the speed-ups available to him, but the chomp comes in. There's the damage coming through now. Smolkrum very, very fast, able to follow up here. Will have the abilities on cooldown here. Ooh, the piercing arrow there. Flash forward from adjustment, not able to quite make it here. One more auto will do it, but they will disengage, and that will be Freshburger being able to get out the piercing arrow, not landing over the wall. The Yomu's Ghost Blade has been popped by Fuji. Zenith's Blade will not land, and that will be a disengage. Both teams not quite finding the fight that they wanted.
Yeah, Freshberger managed to get himself away. Unfortunately, the flash from adjustment trying to get in range didn't quite get that one, but Fuji in mid.
But now Smolkrum here going in, has to bop the the stopwatch there to be able to prevent himself from dying. Fuji very strong now, sitting on the Yomu's Ghost Blade, and the Dusk Blade will be very, very strong. It's a lot of damage coming out of this mid laner. Again, you know, a great performance coming from Fuji here in Game 2 again. Similar to what we saw on the Katarina in Game 1, looking for the damage. But now, Cloud Dragon spawning. Advantage in vision going on over to the side of White Lotus. OGU looking for a way in, looking to find their way past this Leona. Has the Stone Plate available. She can tank up a lot of damage and lock down whoever does decide to go in. But this dragon will go uncontested, and that will be a White Lotus Cloud here at 20 minutes, able to pick themselves up their second Cloud Dragon.
Yeah, going to take the ulti cooldowns to 20% extra off of them, but maybe mid lane engage here.
There's the ultimate coming down. Atlas looking for the engage, but that will not be landing anything there. A little good piercing arrow there from adjustment, but, you know, it's so hard. Unless you're able to get the engage from this Leona and be able to start off these fights, it's so hard for White Lotus to be able to take fights. You know, you have to worry about Zed being popped early on by the CC chain. You know, if one of these AP assassins or the AD assassin in the Zed or the Echo goes in and the Chain of Corruption does land, they're pretty much dead to rights.
Yeah, exactly. They don't really have any resists. The power that this Varus has right now is actually really strong. 4 kills, got himself 2 completed lethality items. Also has the exhaust to keep himself safe during the fight as well if he needs to. So you're very right. The fact that White Lotus can get picked and probably popped quite easily by this side of OGU does create an element of danger that is kind of surpassing the fact that they've got a 7,000 gold lead at this point. You know, kill score is even, but we look at the towers. Omega Gaming haven't managed to take any down yet. The majority of this gold is coming from just out farming in top lane and then in the jungle as well, and then also the fact that they've taken 5 turrets to none on the side of Omega Gaming right now.
Absolutely. Omega Gaming Unleashed going to need another killer team fight. Like we saw in Game 1, to put themselves back in the driver's seat, to be able to take maybe a large neutral objective like the Baron, to be able to get themselves some of this standing gold in the form of towers. Fuji, though, looking for something, will be able to steal away the blue buff. He says, give me that one, that's mine. Not going to give anything over to the side of OGU here in Game 2. looking to take control of the mid game. They've been able to get the last 2 dragons here, Rude Dude, so they've been able to exert map-wide pressure. Again, a lot of that, I do believe, came off the back of Expression being pushed early up there in the top lane, Gangplank winning the lane, and forcing Simulcrum to be able to focus most of his attention there towards the top side. During all of that, we saw the Rift Herald that was dropped bottom side of the map with the bot lane and the Echo down there, which gave them more map control and more agency for their bot lane to be able to roam and get objectives and be able to team fight earlier than we saw from the side of OGU. So it makes complete sense now that they have this gold advantage and the neutral objective advantage. I should say the tower advantage.
Exactly.
But that said, though, now team fight breaking out towards the top side of the jungle here on the OGU's blue side. Damage coming through, but Mrs. Slivy? I don't know how to say it properly, but I don't think it's going to matter here. Fuji, though, gets exhausted, does not have the Shadow Clone, but has the ultimate. Damage coming in here. Aphelios able to pick up one, and Bears trading back another. Wukong on the flank here, looking for the damage. Princeton not able to get enough over the wall there. It's going to be 2 kills to 1 in favor of White Lotus.
Yeah, and that was in a 4 versus 5 as well. We look bot lane, we can see that Fresh Burger was just whacking away on this bot lane inhibitor turret, and looks like he's going to try and take the inhibitor as well. This is everything going the way of White Lotus right now.
It absolutely is here, able to get the early advantage and objectives here. Wow, Freshburger, though, in some trouble. That's going to be Adjustment picking up his 6th kill of this game. Health bars now a little bit low for the side of White Lotus as they start up this Baron. And OGU is in pursuit, looking to try and find there, but I do not think that they get there in time. They may be able to stop the recalls here. Miss Sylvie there will fall. Karma able to get the Q off and get the damage there. But the recalls come through. Aphelios and Echo are out. And the buff you will see on these 3 carries for the side of White Lotus.
Yeah, White Lotus come away with 3 people wearing purple right there. Fuji going to try his damnedest to try and defend the perfect turret game, but OGU are going to insist that they take that. The thing that's important right now is the 40 seconds rather on this next Cloud Drake. Omega Gaming Unleashed take the crab, but by the time Sylvia's respawned, I don't know that they'll be able to maintain the pressure around the Drake pit. It'll be interesting to see whether or not they take the fight for it and trying to wrest back some control in this game while they've still got a small chance in a neutral zone without Baron minions trying to take a team fight for themselves. Looks like a little bit of a death brush right now.
It is indeed looking to find those members out, but I think maybe they would have been spotted off of that control ward there. No, maybe not. Mrs. Sylvie walks right up. That could be an early pick here. The showstopper coming in. She is dangerously low, and that's going to be the kill going on over to Expression. But now, Fuji there looking for the kills, but they are not going to be able to find it. That is Atlas falling as well. 2 kills now in favor for the side of OGU. Visor goes golden here, trying to find something. But where's the damage going to come through? Expression walking into 3 members there. Has to be careful. The damage is going to be there. The root comes in from Aphelios. He's able to pick it up. Zed able to get the ultimate down off. Ooh, huge damage. Double kill here from Freshburger as the parlay comes through. Shut down for Aphelios. And that is a White Lotus 1 team fight.
Yeah, Princeton just going to try and run his way out right now. Just the Mantra Q going wide. Freshburger going to chase it down. Zonya's here. Definitely going to go the way of White Lotus. They're going to take themselves the fight. They'll take themselves the 3rd Cloud Drake for themselves. And it was so good for Omega Gaming. They picked up 2 kills at the start of the team fight, but just slight over-aggression from Vikro there. Flashed in. He did have a good face breaker to pull in 2 people. Really nice combo with his stopwatch as well. But the follow-up just wasn't there from the rest of the team. A slight miscommunication and good capitalization from the 3 carries from White Lotus managed to turn around that team fight, winning it for them and picking themselves up that 3rd Cloud Drake, putting themselves on Soul Point and keeping themselves nice and in the lead in this game.
They really are doing a fantastic job now. 8.5k gold lead, the advantage for White Lotus here in this game 2. And, despite the gold lead, I'm surprised that OGU has been able to hold on for this long. We're now almost 30 minutes into this game here. Little contest for the red buff there on the OGU side. And Freshburger able to pick that one up with a parlay. But overall, I mean, you just take a look at the gold numbers here, Rude Dude, across the board. It's a 4K gold lead there up in the top lane for Freshburger. Expression falling well below acceptable CS numbers here for this division. And you also take a look at it as well. The Zed here sitting at himself with a comfortable 2K gold lead. The only advantage really coming through here is in the bottom lane for OGU, as we see the Varus there sitting with about a 1.5K gold lead in his favor. So they need to be able to protect this Varus for as long as possible. Play the poke game. You have the Karma, you have the Varus. Play to those strengths. And here they are now, being able to catch someone out on the map. Freshburger, though, is able to trade a lot of damage back. Looking for the parlay. Goes back in, but that's going to be the shutdown going on over to Expression. Able to pick up the kill. And now towards the mid lane. No, they're going to disengage here. Not going to be able to find it there. Fuji, though, being able to split push up towards the top side of the map, they're going to have to be able to answer that. He's going to be able to push that wave, and Expression will be the one to follow. But in the mid lane, you have to be able to rely on Princeton and Adjustment, being able to get that poke down, to be able to kind of fight back the members of White Lotus. And then once those health bars are low enough, then you can start looking for the picks with the support set, with Simulcrum on this Trundle, and with Expression being able to get easy access to the backline.
Yeah, definitely playing this siege out pretty well, actually, from Omega Gaming. They acknowledge where their weak side of the map is up on that top side and decide to just concede a tier 2 turret in exchange for halting the progress of this GP. Really nice to see them be proactive in their plays, picking up the kills around the map where they need to, and getting that kill onto the Gangplank. Going to slow him down in his roll down bot lane, denying the inhibitor. And yet they, as you mentioned, they have really nice poke and also wave clear coming out from Princeton and Adjustment on this Varus Karma duo. So sieging in the mid lane, as long as those two members are there, is really difficult, especially with Simulcrum there blocking for the team. Preventing any engage is just acting as that big meatball to dissuade any form of fight going on underneath the turret that might be any dives coming out from Atlas, or if Fuji decided to rotate over.
Yep, and still the underdogs will continue to fight here, looking to be able to come back here in Game 2, trying to close out this series, but White Lotus is on the cusp of being able to make this one even at 1-1. Still a lot of game left to fight here, though. The base has been cracked towards the bottom side of the map, but the inhibitor did not go down crucially. Freshburger now, though, trading back and forth with Expression here. Expression, despite the amount of gold that he's down, able to trade quite effectively here, but the parlay comes through. Ooh, the cannon barrage will be enough, and that's going to be the kill going on over to Freshburger here. Able to pick it up, both flashes being blown from top laners, and in the 1v1, unfortunately, still going on over there to White Lotus. Feels bad, man, for Expression, but you gotta hand it to this White Lotus top laner having a massive gang on the gangplank.
Yeah, and that kill could probably be the thing that costs the game at this point. Looks like a fight in the jungle, though.
Yep. Here we go now. Leona going in with the Zenith Blade, able to pop the stone plate, but she's getting burst down. Echo able to get the assassination onto the set there. Simulcrum still alive here as well. But Aphelios going absolutely ham. Double kill, and there it is, baby. Double kill for the Aphelios. Ace for the side of White Lotus. And as minions pour into the base here, Gangplank looking to knock down these Nexus towers here. It's looking like an end game here for the side of White Lotus. The only defender is Expression 7 on this Wukong, but he does not have the access. He does not have the support to be able to get something going. Both Nexus turrets have fallen. White Lotus is going to pad the KDAs. The Nexus slowly falling here, and Game 2 going on over to the side of White Lotus. That's going to make it even here, and we're going to be going to a Game 3.
Yep, a very dominant win again, but this time going the way of White Lotus. From the moment that solo kill happened in the top side, it really looks like White Lotus on that top side had complete control of the game. Freshburger was just always commanding the top lane and deciding where he was fighting, where he wasn't. And ultimately, in the solo kills throughout the game, it went that way, and so did the game.
Absolutely here. And just taking a look at some of those numbers there in this Game 2. I mean, you take a look at it, right? This Gangplank having the most damage in this game. And part of that is him being able to beat on the Wukong. Top lane does tend to be a very damage-heavy lane. And especially when you're playing this Gangplank, who absolutely popped off here in Game 2. You really do have to hand it to him. Aphelios equally having a great game there, and Leona expertly there with the engages to be able to make this victory possible for the side of White Lotus. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we will be getting ready to move on over into our game 3 of this Upsurge Junior League matchup between White Lotus and OGU. Can the underdogs in Game 3 be able to pull this series across the finish line, or will White Lotus continue their dominating run of the division with a 6th victory in their best of 3 matches? With that being said, Game 3 will be on the way, and do not change your browser, ladies and gentlemen. We will see you on the flip side of this intermission. And again, I am the Idea PC bringing you play-by-play, joined by Rude Dude on the color desk. See you after intermission.